So the iCarly revival is finally here, and I kinda overhyped myself here a bit. Don't get me wrong, I did like it, but not as much as I thought I would. When the announcement first came out, I was pretty excited because A, iCarly is my childhood, and B, this is the first big example of a show aimed at kids now being aimed for an adult crowd. And that opens the door and what they can get away with in terms of stories they can tell, jokes they can tell, and overall, changes these characters from when we knew them when they were younger, to characters that now know them as they are older. So I was kind of curious to see how they'll be able to do this. So when the first 3 episodes dropped on Paramount Plus, you can already feel the difference. These characters can swear now, there are more adult-related situations, and it really doesn't feel like the show that was on Nick. It feels like something that could be on Nick at Night. The stories also feel more relatable to an older crowd watching this, and really relatable if you've been on the internet since iCarly's been off the air. The main story is Carly coming back to her web show after all these years, and basically how she's adapting to it considering how much the internet has changed after 10 years. This alone is a meta commentary regarding how the internet, viewership of the internet, and internet content as a whole has changed over the years. And we are dealt with episodes that deal with revivals, internet hate, memes, cancel culture, and more. It's interesting to see how the show can really explore these ideas considering the original iCarly didn't really do this, and instead focuses on chaos-related misadventures of friends having a web show. This is the praise I can give the show alone. But what about everything else? Well, the characters coming back like Carly, Freddy, and Spencer, their chemistry is really good and they work well off each other. It's the new characters I have something to say about though. For Harper, I think she's too much of a straight man. No, not like that. I mean, she's too serious to correspond with the original cast chaos. And I hope it takes time before we can actually see some crazy shit from her, but so far, all we got was her in a bunny suit, and that's it. And as for Millicent, I'm sorry, I hate this character. She's too mean-spirited and honestly comes off more as an antagonist than a protagonist at points. With all the worry about Harper replacing Sam, no one thought to consider it would be Millicent filling in that role instead. I just need more time and more episodes just to see them at their fullest potential and hopefully win me over, because these 3 episodes really don't do that. Also, I want to bring up the Freddy hate, because this new series really seems to dislike Freddy given his backstory with failed startup, failed marriages, and moving back in to live with his mother. So I just want to know, who on the writing crew hates Freddy? As for the episodes themselves, the best way I can describe my feelings watching all 3 in a row is a roller coaster going up, reaching the top, and then slowly starting to go down for a bit. Not all the way, just a bit. Compared to the original, these episodes' film pace seem to be slower compared to what the original series was able to do in terms of humor, action, and even the camera work at points. So far, for these 3 episodes, it's the second episode that I can fully say feels spiritually close to the original series, while also bringing something new and entertaining to the table. The first episode basically works to restart the series, while the third I feel could have been reworked to have the final third act, where they discuss cancel culture for a bit, be a full second half. But that's just me. I also know that with being a more grown-up show, these characters are more grown-up, and in terms of that, maturity is present here. But there are shows with characters being totally wild and unpredictable no matter the age they are, so they shouldn't be afraid to go more outside the box in terms of recreating that original feel the original show had, but also be made for a more adult crowd. So in the end, iCarly 2021 is an okay enough revival now. The characters are still themselves, there are still funny moments, and the seemingly ongoing commentary regarding today's internet culture is a highlight for the series. And regardless of my worries, I genuinely hope this show continues to work where it does and fix itself where it needs to. And if this opens up the possibility of more revivals of kids shows aimed for adults, I'll be very surprised and proud iCarly started this new trend.